about my conversation?
We can talk here if you like, that's okay. Right on.
So yeah, I'm going to keep it quite brief because I've got to go and see the next person now, but I wanted to just let you know, I spoke to the executive on call.
Yeah.
She agrees that we need to escalate the situation about finding you a bed because it's been already too long waiting for that to be found. So she's going to speak to the Devon Partnership, who are responsible for the bed finding for you.
I'm not a Devon Partnership patient.
So, sorry, I'm so sorry. Devon Partnership is according to the, it's a very complicated process, but essentially they have
I live in Bristol and my GP's in Bath. I'm not a Devon Partnership Trust patient.
But your section's 117 aftercare following, I think, a previous admission was held by Devon. It does mean
6 months ago.
So if they placed you in Bath,
they didn't place me in Bath, they placed me in a house in Bristol. My address is in Bristol and
so
my GP is in Bath. I'm not a Devon Partnership patient.
But if they placed you in Bristol, that means they hold responsibility for the bed finding. It's a technicality of how social services link.
No, they don't. If you're a Bristol resident, then the NHS Trust is Bristol. I'm a Bristol patient. That was confirmed to the police on the telephone when they phoned up in the 136 suite. I'm Baines, so my GP is Bath St James.
So your clinical team can be different from who might hold bed finding responsibilities.
No, that's not correct. The bed capacity falls within the remit of Bristol Authority.
Because Section 117 aftercare, I believe, is held.
117 has nothing to do with this.
Well, it's a social care responsibility.
Pending discharge from hospital, and that's been carried out, and that's completely ceased already. The 117 has been fulfilled. That's completely irrelevant to this. That was 6 months ago in a previous admission. That has nothing to do with this.
This conversation has already happened. Nothing to do with me. Okay. Devon Partnership.
Nothing to do with you. So
Devon Partnership has accepted responsibility.
I'm concerned as to why it is you're trying to substantiate that.
Because I believe it to be correct. That's why I'm trying to substantiate it. Okay.
So you think if somebody lives 6 months ago, if they were in hospital, you think that if they moved from Land's End to John Gross, that an NHS trust at the other end of the country would be responsible for their care 6 months prior to an admission, 6 months after an admission? You honestly believe in your professional opinion?
There is a strange kind of chain of responsibility that gets held for long periods of time, and certain legal mechanisms are triggered, and Section 117 is one of those such legal mechanisms.
So 117.
So that's my understanding of it. I might be wrong, but that's my understanding.
Yeah, 117 refers to things which might lead the patient to return into hospital. So they need to make sure that there's things upon discharge which could cause deterioration in health.
So that's a Section 17 leave, I think.
No, that's not Section 17 leave. Section 117 is specifically referring to anything which might cause the patient to have poor mental or a relapsing symptoms. That can include housing. Typically, it can also include aftercare. So aftercare can be engagement with the community psychiatric nurse or psychology treatment.
So they were responsible for your
home treatment team. Has nothing to do with being sectioned again 6 months later at all. It's completely separate. 117 hasn't. If you get discharged from hospital, 117 is just to make sure you don't go back into hospital. So it's just a care package when you leave hospital. If you go into hospital 6 months later at the other end of the country, that 117 package, having left the previous admission to hospital, has nothing to do with it. But there's no point you and I discussing that, but because it's not your remit to make that decision.
No, it's not.
Can I please have my property list immediately?
Yeah. Can I just finish letting you know?
Yeah, can you go and get that? After this meeting, that's fine.
So I'm sorry, I know this is all quite understandandly agitating.
So in the book, I just saw on the GMC register, you've got someone called Sarah Constantine, who says that you're a responsible officer. What does she do?
She's the medical director for the trust.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. That's what, the director of AWP?
Medical director, yeah.
Okay, fine. That's okay.
So I've spoken to the executive on call. She's going to try and escalate the bed finding situation. She feels that clinically it's the right thing for you to remain here, although there isn't a legal authorisation for the deprivation of liberty.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the current situation. All right.
So I am unlawfully detained.
Yeah,
on paper.
currently.
They feel it's in clinical vetting.
Yes, that's essentially the fundamental situation, and you will be sent a letter outlining that this has occurred.
Can you ask them to email that to me, please?
I will. I don't know how. I will document that.
Can you, if you take a note of my email address and give it to them, and if for any reason they can't, can you please phone me? So my email address is Brodie, B-R-O.
Is it capital B or just a small b?
It's lowercase.
Okay. B-R-O-D-I-E.
Yeah. M-A-C.
Yeah.
L-E-O-D. And then it's T-E-M-P. That's at gmail.com. Can you take my telephone number as well? It's 07576 713 026.
Okay.
So if I want to phone you to follow up on this,
you can't phone me directly about it.
No, not you directly, but I mean, so if I'm, so it will be this place of safety of the people responsible for engaging you as a, okay, so, so they haven't authorised the deprivation ability, that's the bottom line.
There is no company, no legal authorisation for it.
Okay, so if I did speak to a solicitor, I could potentially leave on the basis of the fact that it's not legal, although that would be against medical recommendation.
It would be, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that into consideration. And what are my rights? So I wouldn't need, so I wouldn't need to engage a solicitor. If I did want to leave, it would be against medical recommendation. I'd just have to sign a release form, right?
No, it would be, at the moment, you're being held here. That's the nature of the deprivation ability.
Yes, I am being detained. But,
without a legal basis currently. But you are being detained because we believe strongly that it's the right thing in your best interest for your health and your safety and the safety of others, okay?
Fine.
So that is the basis of that decision.
Okay. So I can ask about getting my property list.
You can ask about that.
People, so there's nothing further that we need to discuss really. So
thank you for listening and talking to me about this, Brodie, because I know it's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of different bits of stages to that advice that we've gone through, so I appreciate that, okay?
Yeah, thank you for clearing up the A4 stuff. I wasn't quite clear on that. It does sound like there's a bit of a differentiation between the recommendation and application. Thank you very much.
Do you want your property list?
I'll come get it in 10 or 15 minutes, okay?
Alright, I'll get a copy for you.
Thank you, cheers.
Do you want me to take that plate? Are you done with it? Yeah? Okay. Don't want to leave a mess here in your room. Thanks, Brodie.
Thank you.